Hello everyone, I'm Eva Delancey for Le Goût de l'Histoire. Today, I want to talk about a topic that is very close to my heart, recipes and culinary tradition. One thing that strikes me more and more when I look at social media, especially around so-called traditional cooking, is this. Every time someone shares their version of a recipe, there is almost always someone ready to say, "That's not how it's done. You forgot these ingredients. In our family, it's completely different." And over time, this idea takes me hold. As if there were only one legitimate version of a recipe. But if we look at the history of gastronomy, this is simple false. For centuries, recipes weren't written down. They were passed orally from mother to daughter, neighbor to neighbor, from one region to another. No one said, "Use exactly 120 grams of flour and 2.3 grams of salt." People would say instead, "Use what you have, adjust as you need it, taste and see." Cooking has always been shaped by a place, climate, harvests, social status, beliefs, and personal taste. A single recipe could change from village to village, sometimes just a few kilometers apart. History is full of examples. Medieval soups vary depending on season and social status. Renaissance pastries involved with imported spices and the tastes of noble families. Even 19th century classics like bœuf bourguignon were prepared with different ingredients depending on the region or household. Take any so-called traditional recipe, a soup, a stew, a tart, a cake. One family might add more garlic, another more herbs. Elsewhere, one ingredient might be replaced because the original wasn't available, and yet all of these versions are authentic. Authenticity is cooking doesn't come from a fixed list of ingredients. It comes from practice, transmission, repetition, and the way each cook adapts a recipe to their environment and taste. Just because a recipe is made one way in your family doesn't mean is it the universal recipe. It's your family version. And it's perfectly valid, but so is your neighbor's version. And this variety, the richness of versions, is what makes gastronomy beautiful. Trying to fix a recipe rigidly is forgetting that cooking is a living heart. It breathes, involves, adapts, ingredients change, cooking methods change, tastes change, and luckily, if cooking didn't evolve, we'd still be eating exactly as people did 300 years ago, with all the limitations, shortages, and constraints of the time. Culinary tradition is not a prison, it's a thread that everyone continues in their own way, and this thread is woven every day with creativity, family, memory, and personal taste. And one essential thing to remember, at home, you are free to modify recipe, remove an ingredient, add another, adapt according to your taste, budget, and desires. Making a recipe your way isn't betraying it. It's exactly what generations before us have always done. And that's what makes cooking a universal art, yet deeply personal. What I find truly magnificent are these differences, There's recipes that, well, a family story, a regional story, a personal story. Every variation is a memory, every adaptation is a testimony. Instead of saying, that's not the right recipe, maybe we could say, it's another story. So, in conclusion, yes, there are foundations. Yes, there are historical references. But cooking has never been a dogma. It has never been fixed. It has never belonged to a single person. Culinary tradition is plural, alive, and human. And that is exactly what makes it so precious. So, next time you cook a traditional dish, recipe your own way, remember you are participating in the living history of gastronomy, and that is simply wonderful.